Hello YouTube, let's start talking about constants in C++ and programming in general because you have them in most programming languages. So constants are something that you will define at two places usually. First, in the header, like I'm using the term header, but you can say the top of script or top of your application, or even better option if you have a lot of them in external files. So every time when you need them, you're gonna call that file with a bunch of static general parameters. So there are things that don't change over time, or if you need to change them, that will rarely happen, and when you change them you need to recompile your program. So that's pretty much the theory, the whole purpose of constants. Once when you set them, you're probably good to go for a couple of months or even years. I mean, it depends what you do, but that's pretty much it. For example, when you are messing around with electronics and stuff, if you have some external controllers, boards, and you are defining, for example, like a voltage level and a relay activity, timeout, something like that. So let's here first start. Let me reposition my mouse. So here's the thing. You're gonna start with const and C++ colors immediately, and this must be the first thing. Okay, const and then data type. So let's say float, and we are going to define, let's say for p, like mathematical p, the value 3.14, and we are using dot here because we can, because data type is a float. Now let's say that I don't know, you want to define one letter, then you're going to say const and char, because we are talking about only one character, and letter, is that correct way of typing in English? Double T or T? I don't know, who cares. So letter will be, I don't know, Z, something like that. Or you can say like const integer, like voltage level on that specific line, let's say like a 5, so that's integer, and then you'll use that into calculations, into I don't know how your board operates basically, but that's something like that approach, okay? And especially you will learn about this if you start messing around with those I don't know, Raspberry Pis, Arduino, Zero boards, whatever the name is. Yeah, there is a lot of them out there. I'm into radio, electronics and stuff, but I don't use boards that much. I just use the standalone, really dedicated hardware pieces, and yeah. So once when you set it, you don't mess around it too much, especially if it's critical, important for other people. Yeah, but that's not the point of the story. So let's print that stuff. Let's say we're gonna print PI, and immediately we're gonna print that specific letter, and we're gonna print voltage level, and then we are going to end line. Let me test that, and in a split of a second, there you go, everything is concatenated because I was not using here any kind of spaces. So yeah, I mean, you know this approach up till now, so I will just copy paste this stuff a couple of times. So now any part of your source can grab those things and do something with that, and those constants are used in configuration files, they are used in headers, they are used in menus, like if you have old school menu like mainframe stuff and telnet game and a header for FTP client or server, or if you're writing some kind of hacking software, you know, those like ASCII art stuff, you can use constants in for them, something like that, especially for the headers like this, you know, part of the header. So yeah, let's actually do that. Like we can say const like head line, let's say, and then we're just going to say, I don't know, something like this. And because this is C++, you must end it here, and you probably get the point. So the purpose of constant is just to be defined once and oops, sorry, and then use multiple times down there when needed. So head line and end line, and this is the whole purpose of that thing. Structure it at the top and then reuse it many times down there in functions, in custom code, in I don't know, yeah. So it depends what you do. So that's the whole purpose of it. Check this out. I have a problem for some stupid reason. Oh, I didn't define that string data type. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So probably I didn't mention up till now that you have string as a data type, but yeah, you get the point basically here. Now here's the thing. When I was typing this stuff, I was using lowercases, and that is actually totally operational, so your code will run without problem, as you see. But the thing is, the general accepted rule on internet between programmers is if something is so important that you're gonna put them as a constant at the top of your script or in external file, then a rule is also to name those things in uppercases. So sorry about that, I was not thinking too much, but yeah, the thing will work anyway. Now why this rule kinda actually exists? Because in older programming languages, when they are like 4 decades ago dealing with customized hardware, like those configuration things were in the constants section. So how to tell other people who grab your source code through floppy drives or through Usenet or something that that thing is important? Well, you're gonna type them in uppercases, like you're gonna yell to them. So that is how you make distinguish separation basically between things that are kind of hard coded and variables with lowercase names down there. Anyway, you get the point. Probably I'm gonna shut up in this tutorial, and in the next one we're gonna also talk about a different way, about alternative how to do this stuff. And don't worry, the thing is extremely easy. So sorry about that, use uppercases, and see you next one.